Good morning, good morning. We have the entire gang over here. Oh, we're waiting for some people to join in. All right.
Morning.
Let's do
To think
this.
about. And
Oh,
I told this to Tina. I told this to Tina that don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's always stuff that you learn, but
hmm. All right, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Biden morning. Man, looks like Biden's leading everything here. Um I was lucky enough to get gold buys earlier on with this fear of Biden coming in, man. It was crazy. So right now, let's take a look here. Let's take a fresh look here on GPJPY, and let's take a fresh look here at some things here. Let me just do this thing. Bring this thing right over here. All right, let's take a fresh look at GPJPY. Now, obviously, we started ranging. So we started ranging in the same area where we were ranging yesterday for 16 hours, and then we had a great breakup during the London session. So we broke up from the same area with the interest rate. So let's take a fresh look here. Um, so let's look at the daily here on GPJPY, and let's see this, right? So daily is rejecting 135 even 100%, right? This daily candle is coming bullish right now. So let's take a look at the 4 hour here. Looking at the 4 hour actually tapped into a really strong resistance at 136,300. Right, so that's a really strong resistance, and we're coming back up to that area now again. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame and let's take a look here now. So on the 1 hour, it's true there was a resistance at 136,340, 136,350, and now it's kind of like we came up and we're kind of like rejecting that area. But at the same time, with that rejection, as price was coming up, we also broke above this rejection area here as well. So let's take a look at that on 30-minute time frame. So going towards the 30-minute. There we go, at the 30-minute time frame. So on the 30-minute, if we backtrack price action, what we see is that price was moving up, and before price moved up, it encountered a resistance right over here at this point, right? There was a resistance here, which also matched up with the resistance right over here. So when price came up, it rejected this area, came down, formed like a liquidity, grabbed support, and then continue on with the bullish momentum. So I think at this stage we're still very bullish in GPJPY. I think if we do form some sort of a minor support, we should be continuing up. I would say if we continue up, we could continue back up to 136,600. The only thing I'm wishing is with gold buys, I feel like I should have had GJ buys as well for overnight. That would have played out really well, but for next time. Next time, interest rates, we're going to be ready. But gold buy was actually very simple. Last night I saw gold was making some sort of a support. Daily was bullish. Everything was pointing upwards. Created support on a 30-minute time frame. When this candle broke the high on the 30-minute, before that just took a buy at around 1907, 1907.30. Had to stop below this previous candle. Around what was this, like 15, 20 pips? Like a 15, 20 pip stop loss. And that was it. Woke up in the morning, got up to like 1917, closed the trade. That's it. Trade ended. Seeing this move happen during elections 4 years ago in November. Seeing that happen in November too. So this was actually, I couldn't let it go. And it worked out really well. So I'm basically probably going to look at GPJPY if we do form some sort of a support. Probably just going to look at that. But other than that, I'm probably just gonna, relax here for today. Let's take a look here. What's going on? Thursday, we had. Okay, let's take a look here. See, everything was kept the same. So we sent a breakdown video that I'm gonna post on Instagram later on, and that breakdown was on the GPJPY interest rates and how price action could depict where price is gonna go. So let's remove these things here. And let's go towards the data. So everything was kept the same. Bank rate kept the same. Votes kept the same. So now we're moving into the unemployment claims for the US. Now, this is going to be, I'm not going to say a really big driver of the US dollar, but I mean, it could move the US dollar, because we got NFP tomorrow. We also got the USD rates later on as well. So we'll see if we can do a live stream for that, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. Can we trust stop losses? Are they guaranteed to execute when they are supposed to? Can the broker be held responsible if stop losses missed or something? You can trust stop losses. Stop losses do get executed, but I think what you need to do is there can be slippage sometimes as well. So there's a webinar on slippages and gaps in the database. I think you should go over that because sometimes your stop loss can get slipped when there's breaking news on or when there's a news that's really volatile. So those things can happen. So you have to account for that. Why don't you stream on 4K anymore? Because like a lot of people, they don't have fast internet. So if I stream on 4K resolution, they're probably not going to see shit. All right, let's take a look at USDJPY here. Actually, why even look at USDJPY when I don't trade USDJPY? I think the next best thing to USDJPY is EuroJPY. Makes sense not to trade something you don't trade. Oh, not to look at something you don't trade. Okay, what's this? GJ 15 minute. Clean traffic to the left-hand side. Okay, means price could have an easier move up. Interest rate news. BOE holds interest rates at 0.1% but says further easing warranted. Awesome. Candle close above resistance. Wick to fill. Knowing we're in bullish momentum. What's the probability? Candle will mirror the candle. Looking. Oh, beautiful, man. Very nice. Yeah, this is a very nice trade. Very nice trade based on positive news, based on data the same, based on so that drives price up. So that's actually very nice. I'm not trading anymore today. I need an easy setup. Yes. So we're gonna put our hands in a bag here and we're gonna pull out some easy setups here. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty easy. Should be pretty simple day here today. Shouldn't be too hard. So we'll see. I think one important thing I'm gonna wait for is probably gonna see if I see some sort of a support forming on GBJPY for it to continue moving bullish. That's one thing I'm going to be waiting for. Could you take a look at this trade here? All right. The Gulag is alive and active. Let's take a look here. Ooh. All right, GJ, waited for price to break a high, took an impulse entry, being aware of these wicks on the left-hand side, took an impulse entry right here, in a time when there's volume in the market, took 50% off, beautiful. So yeah, what about resistance on 30-minute yesterday at 1 a.m.? This one? I think with that, you need to also say the price, right? I mean, if you give me the price, it's going to be easier to look at from here rather than me trying to find it. Yes, I mean, that's a resistance, right? So if you do form a support, I think it's going to continue up here. And then with volume coming into NY open, we should continue up further to 136, 650. Because if you look on the 4-hour, these wicks, this is where this is how deep the 4-hour candles went. Right? This is how deep the 4-hour candles went. So when this 4-hour candle is coming up, we're not sure how deep it's going to go, right? That's something we're not sure at this point. So what we can do is we can just anticipate for price to continue moving bullish. How far? Well, this is the range we have over here. So 136, 500, 600, all this is range where price can potentially come up over here. So there's going to be a little bit of a waiting involved here. So we're going to take an eye on this. Keep an eye on this here. I think one of the most difficult job in the world is trading 1 to 2 trades a day. Why is this difficult? Because if you can't control yourself with 1 to 2 trades a day, then obviously it's difficult, right? So we might bring out the cheetah indicator. All right, let's take a look at gold here. Gold is approaching a resistance level there on the 4-hour time frame. Right over here, right here, right? We're rejecting this area. Next resistance is at 1925. Yeah, I think we're coming up towards 1920. We're gonna move up there. I mean, this 1 hour candle, if this closes bullish, then there we go. We got a support form right here. And once we got a support form on the 1 hour time frame, then we should continue moving bullish. Any analysis on Bitcoin? I don't trade Bitcoin, so I'm not sure. My views on Bitcoin are very different. My views on Bitcoin are very different. I think Bitcoin is an artificially I mean, its whole value is artificial. That's what I believe, right? I also believe that since a lot of people they have Bitcoin, I think when the banks do go into crypto, I don't think they will say that, okay, guys, so okay, let's say John, like let's say John has 50,000 Bitcoin and then Michael has 20 Bitcoin. Bank is never going to turn around and say, okay, John, well, we're going to use Bitcoin now for our transactions, so you can keep your 50,000 Bitcoin, and Mike, you can keep your 20 Bitcoin. It's not going to work that way. I think what's going to happen is the bank's going to look around and say that, okay, when a lot of people they have these massive amounts of Bitcoin, why would we want to compete with them? Right? So banks are going to turn around and say, okay, well, hey guys, here's our Bitcoin for you. Well, here's our crypto coin or whatever coin they come up with. Here it is. You can use this if you want, but for you to be able to use it, you have to swap it with the crypto you have already. So when people talk about that the financial institutions and banks, they will start using crypto, I think that's how they're going to use it, because they want monopoly over the currency. If you look at it right now, logically, if you think about it, banks control cash. Banks control all the money in the world. So why would they want people to have control of the money? They will never, man, bank is a mafia. When you have a mafia never wants people to have control of everything. Never. They will come out with their own coin. So we can have discussions about, oh yeah, Bitcoin can go to like back to 20,000, 40,000, 50,000. I mean, I think those are artificially inflated numbers. The run we had back to 20,000, it can happen, but the longevity of that, who knows? Who knows the longevity of that? So you got to hold Bitcoin for a couple weeks, couple months, and that's it. Just scalp it over time. From 10,000 to 13,000, 13,000 to 14,000, 14,000 to 16 if it goes there. So those are things that we don't know. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna contact Torre and we'll see if we can get him on, not this week, but next week, next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. All right, let's take a look here. In this US election, Biden will be declared winner, with Trump declaring it foul play, instigation results. Yeah, 100%. I mean, Biden's going to win. If Biden wins, Trump is going to do what Hillary did. Oh, elections were rigged, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Nothing's going to happen. As much as I wanted Trump to win, but, it's still okay, because at the same time, there's still volatility in the markets. And when there's volatility in the market, there's our opportunities to make money. Right? So whoever wins, there's always going to be volatility in the market. But the most important thing is this is going to be the last 4 years that I've been trading the Republican administration. I've been trading Trump, the whole Reds, and their whole agenda. But this is the first time, for me personally, I'm going to be trading the Democratic regime over here. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, they will go on wars, man. It's going to be crazy. We'll see what happens. It's too early to tell, but we're coming up to 1920. I do think in the New York session, we should come up towards 1923, 1924. Should have held my buys, but I decided to take profits. It is what it is. So let's see where this goes. Do you care about volume when you see engulfing candles? Engulfing candles basically mean volume, because when candles are big, when they're nice and big, that means it's nice, strong volume there. So keeping an eye on GJ here at the same time. We're coming down. If we do form some sort of a support, especially I think within this area, 136 area, I think there's a very high possibility for price to kind of like continue its bullish momentum, which is started with the rates here. But at the same time, I'm also not discounting the fact that since we had this move up, right, and this move up was because of them keeping the rates the same. So essentially, there was nothing changed fundamentally. Let's take a look here really quick here. Bank of England, work on negative interest rates. Oh, work on negative interest rates is ongoing. Okay, at 4:15. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I think it was the spike down there. Yeah, I think if these rates, right, these rates were kept the same. So fundamentally, nothing changed. Everything remains the same. So I think this is just market acting on positive rates. So if we break below, I'd say 136,950, I think we should correct this move up. So I'm also looking at sells too, because when you're looking at the market, you're not only looking at buys or you're not only looking at sells, you're mapping those both situations out. When you're mapping those both situations out, what happens is that let's say if price starts to go up, makes a support, you're like, okay, perfect. I planned it, I waited for it, I maybe executed on it or whatever, right? Better played out. But if you don't have sells planned, and if price starts going down, then you're probably going to be confused that, oh, I don't know what's going on over here. But when you do have sells planned based on, them keeping the rates the same and fundamentally nothing changes, then you're like, okay, you know what? It's breaking support. It's probably not a buy. It might go into a sell because of these factors here. And GJ, why is your resistance at the wick and not at the bullish candle close? Oh, because I'm mapping out this major resistance up over here, this stronger resistance up over here. That's what I'm mapping out. Otherwise, I could have it right over here, but I'm mapping this out right over here because if we form support, then that's where we're headed, for a bullish move. Yeah, let's see here. Ooh, Josh with the J donated $4.99. I got $4.99. Can you please take a look at it if you don't mind? Euro AUD. Let's take a look at Euro AUD. So Euro AUD is creating a support on the daily time frame. So this is going to be an example of breaking high time frame down to the lower time frame. Actually, let's remove all analysis here. So we're creating a support down over here. Let's take a look on the 4-hour here now. Looking at the 4-hour, seems like we created a resistance on the 4-hour around 1.63700, right? We see 4-hour come up. This one went bearish, so resistance formed. This new 4-hour candle actually started like an hour and 48 minutes ago. It went above this area, but it's coming back down. So we got to go down to the 1-hour time frame. Actually, let's take a look at this now. If we break this resistance, price could come up to this next resistance up over here. So if we go down to the 1-hour time frame, we do see that there was a resistance formed right over here, and man, right, this is pretty nasty over here. This is not clean at all. I mean, you have this little 30 pip range. So you have this 30 pip range, 30-minute candles coming down. I mean, you could see if price can come down here, but at the same time, you have this wick rejection here, so it's going to get pretty difficult unless you have a lot of volume. So whenever you have things here to the left-hand side, these things are basically like minor resistances, right? They get broken with solid one-way candles, which when candles have a lot of volume. So I guess if this closes bearish below these levels here, I think there could be an opportunity for price to continue down into this area, as long as we respect the support, this resistance at least. So how far that's going to go? Yeah, it's going to be 34 pip range. It's a pretty big range over there. That's a pretty nice range. Something to keep an eye on. Hey Raja, would GJ ever come down to 134 400? If you got to buy, if you got to sell from down over there, it's gonna get pretty nasty. 134 400. If price closes below this resistance and creates support below that area, are buys still valid because it's a pretty strong area? Probably not. You know, because if price closes below here, then it should continue down over here and create support and then continue up. But if we break the support, then there's a very high possibility we're going to continue down and may correct this move up. So that's something I'm looking for here. So, because if I'm looking for buys and candles are coming bearish, it's not really changing my perspective of price at this point, you know, because if I'm looking for buys, I'm only looking for, you know, price to come down and create support. So if price is coming down, this I basically see that, okay, it's possibly going to create support. So just going to wait at this point. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a Euro USD 15-minute chart. You have 15-minute candle closing at this resistance area. You're expecting this one to continue up. I think if you look at the 30-minute time frame, you could possibly trail your stop below a 30-minute candle and expect that to continue bullish. But if this 15-minute breaks the low over here, then you gotta manage risk at that point. Living in America is incredible. Who thinks their taxes go up the instant Biden takes office? Lack of education will be the fall of society. Make your money and live your life. That is true. That is true. People think Biden's going to raise taxes. It's only going to happen on people who make $400,000 a year profit. Profit. It's not even making $400,000 net income. It's $400,000 take home income. Oh, I think net and take home is the same thing. Yeah. You know, it's take home income. So just think about it. Think about how many people take home 400,000 in America. How many people? You know, and don't you think that the people who are going to be taxed that heavily on 400,000, they aren't going to be lobbyists for other, like, you know, little organizations? Of course they'd be. You know, so they'll get tax breaks from that point of view. So Mr. Jamna Bar Trading, he said it right. Like, people need to, there's like lack of education, and that will be the fall of society. But we'll see what happens. So keeping an eye on GJ over here as it comes down, should create support at this point and then should get a bullish move. So we'll see what happens. Got my one trade in London session. Other that 5-minute being a week, confirm. Any thoughts on how to improve? Let's take a look here. Oh, someone got a winning trade over here. GPJPY 5-minute chart, looking for a buy at the break of the high at a very, very bullish momentum. Awesome. I want to get in the volatility of this morning news. Buys bullish. Couldn't see an entry, anything but the 5-minute. Yeah, that's beautiful. You know, sometimes there's going to be so much volatility. You know, there's going to be like right over here, right? There's going to be so much volatility that you're going to be forced to go into the smaller time frames. You know, sometimes I say, hey, yeah, like, you know, small time frames are weak confirmation time frames. But as you start looking at one pair, you will start to understand, because, like, you know, if we look at right over here, right, 15-minute candle closed above, and someone who's a new trader, they'll probably say, oh yeah, like, you know what, we closed above and need to wait for a support form, because if I take a buy over here, my stop is going to be 30-40 pips, blah blah blah. You know, it's going to be pretty big. So yeah. So when you see this happen once, you're gonna be like, okay, you know what, it ran without me, that's totally fine, you know. And then you see it the second time and you miss it, you're like, okay, wait a minute, I'm missing it now. Then you see it happen the third time. When you see it happen the third time, now the frustration is to the point where you're thinking, man, like, listen, I've missed it 3 times, you know, how can I be in this trade? So you're like, okay, let me investigate on the 5-minute chart and let's see what's going on right over here. So you start investigating. You're like, oh, okay, makes sense here, because if this structure was formed on the 30-minute or 15-minute, this would mean straight buys. You know, so when you start seeing this, you're like, okay, if price breaks the high here, maybe this was a good entry. So this, you start realizing the fourth time you missed a trade or the fifth time you missed a trade, because essentially normally guys say, hey, small time frames are weak confirmation time frames, but as you progress, as you watch price, as you miss trades, you start to see the small things, and then you start executing on them. So that's pretty good. Whoever took this trade based on this, since you've been missing trades on the high time frames because there has been no confirmation, right over here as well, 15-minute, no confirmation, congratulations. Do a slow clap for yourself because you just broke into a higher consciousness of higher consciousness of market breakdowns. Rich people can learn how not to pay taxes. Will find their ways to get around the tax. Yes, that's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Let's take a look at gold. Ooh, buys if current candle closes above 1919. Sells if candle closes below this level. Yeah, I think this should continue going up, especially this 15-minute candle. If this closes bullish, it's consolidating here. The only problem is that the next 15-minute candle, if it breaks the low here, then it might just come back in the range. So that's one thing you'll have to be very careful about. All right, let's take a look at this year JPY trade. This year JPY trade, where yesterday EJ could not break the strong resistance. We had clean candles to the left-hand side. Breakout candle cleared the wicks to the left. This was the breakout candle. Price started consolidating. Let's zoom in here for folks who have smaller monitors. So closed half with 10 pips, runner hit TP with 20 pips. Beautiful trade, beautiful trade. Entered when price broke the high over here in an uptrend. Amazing impulse entry in a trending market. I would have done the same thing. All right, GPGPY, 15-minute candle is about to close in 2 minutes. It's about to close in 2 minutes here. I personally feel like winning trades, everybody take profit, but what differentiate a good trade is able to manage loss properly. I personally feel that winning trades, everybody knows. So yeah, I mean, if you can manage losses when you're taking a losing trade, and if you can manage that loss, it's perfect. It works out very, very well. And that's what we've been focused on here, managing losses. Like, the thing is, you're going to take losses no matter what, right? But if you don't know how to manage them based on how to cut them short, based on how to call it a day after you take a loss, that's the mentality of a winning trader. Because the winning traders are going to say, okay, you know what, I took a loss over here. The best thing for me to do is now to come back the next day, right? Where I'm fresh, mind is active, and I'm better prepared. But when you take a loss, and now when you want to say, hey, like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and, like, try to take another trade, that's when things start to get a little wonky. So you got to be very careful about that. Let's take a look here. When you are looking for sells below 135.920, right here, to correct the move, are you expecting at some sort of rejection? Yeah, you know what? Because whenever price breaks levels, let's take a look at GJ right over here. Whenever price breaks levels, it comes down. It's constantly looking left, right? Remember this. Whenever candles are moving, candles are always looking left. They're looking left to see that, okay, where did my friends reject before? So as price comes down from this point, it's going to start looking left to see, okay, my friends rejected right over here, candles, so maybe we're going to see some sort of a rejection here. Or if we come down here, we might see some sort of a rejection here, or maybe some sort of consolidation here. So those are things you start to look at when once price starts coming down or starts moving up. Like right now, we're seeing price move up at like a minor resistance. So basically waiting at this point. Hey, I sold gold at 1902. Yeah, I think you gotta close gold. I mean, if you don't have a stop loss, then I guess you gotta get rid of that, right? Yeah. So I mean, just thinking price, just thinking price is gonna come back down. I don't know, man. It can, but also it can continue going up. Because when I saw Trump won last time, gold actually went up a little bit and it just dropped, because of their policies. And I think if Biden comes, gold's going back up to 2000. I've realized have to focus on the skill instead of the money. How can I make sure I'm learning the right things? I think you're at the right place right over here. You're at the right place. I think like most of our analysis are correct, and I think if you can have kind of like the same analysis aligning with the most of the people here in your gulag here, then I think you're on the right track. Ooh, look at this 15-minute candle coming up over here. The 30-minute candle also is moving up. So I think if the 30-minute candle breaks the high of the previous 30-minute candle, I think we should continue moving bullish first to fill this wick, which is going to be, how big is this wick? This wick is going to be around like 8-9 pips, and then continue on towards 136, 350, like 15 pips away. Yeah, I think it should come up. Did you paint your office green? No, it's a light. The light is green. What do you think will happen if... Oh, what do you think will happen to oil? What do you think will happen to oil? You know what I think is going to happen to oil? It's something I was talking to Jeevan about yesterday, and what we were talking about was okay, so we're gonna call this imaginary entity Illuminati, right? Like how the Illuminati, they basically destroyed the Middle East, right? The first thing, they took out that guy decades ago. What's this guy's name? Yasser Arafat, right? They took Yasser Arafat out. Next, they went after Saddam Hussein, right? Next, they went after Gaddafi, and then they went after Assad. So they took out all these key players in the Middle East that held shit together. Like if you think about it, right? There have been rebellious groups everywhere. We've had rebellious groups everywhere. So these key players, they kept all those rebellious groups in place, right? No matter how hard the regime was, they kept things in place. And the only reason I think, right, I may be wrong, I think the only reason they went after these guys was because they were lobbying against the US dollar being traded as the main source of currency within the Middle East. And I think to fulfill their agenda, they had to take them out. So they took them out. So I think when Biden comes back again, I think they will go after Iran now. They will go after Iran because of oil. That's what's gonna happen. Can you repeat that? No, I can't repeat that, but you can go back on the YouTube stream and then listen to it. Yeah, so that's what I expect. That's what I expect. All right, let's take a look at these charts over here. This is GJ. Broke and closed above resistance and making a support currently. A 15-minute candle closes above resistance, support, next candle starts breaking previous high would be good for buys. That's absolutely true. That is true. I agree with that. But so far, we have not broken the high, so far there's no buy. Do you think an entry at the close of the 15-minute candle buy is too risky? Yeah, of course it's risky, man. 15-minute time frames are weak confirmation time frames. I mean, you have resistance right over here. So to break this resistance, you need a higher time frame support to be formed. And that's what we're going to get with 30-minute time. Honestly, if this buy was even nice, I would have been like, oh yeah, boys, I'm entering a buy over here. But no, this is a mistake I've made 3 times in the past. 3 times price comes up, creates resistance, comes down, candle closes, and the range is not too big, and price just starts to go down. So you would want a support formed maybe on the 30-minute, or maybe the 30-minute breaking the high over here for price to continue up. It's all about the petrodollar. Yes, exactly. So they took out the key players. You took out the key players, and that's absolutely. I mean, man, I don't know. That's exactly how you start controlling the world. You take out the key players who don't align with your own agenda, and I mean that's it. Like in the name of terrorism. How old were you when you took the red pill? I don't know. I just don't watch a lot of TV. I learned a lot of you. I listened to you before work, and then I discussed these topics with my coworkers. Oh, nice. Most of the time they agree with my viewpoint. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Javi's coworkers agree with him. So yeah, we're gonna see. Russian energy will be gaining soon. You know, Russia is just chilling out there. Russia is just watching. Russia is there on its big chair with the popcorn, and he's just watching. He's just watching the U.S. destroy themselves. I think if Russia is not number one, Russia is fine being number three or number four. You know, number one you have the U.S. or China. China and U.S. they're fighting for the first contendership, and I think Russia is just sitting there watching with popcorn. He's just like, oh, this is amazing. I'm just going to be here because like Putin made a rule that hey, like a president if he's in office, he's gonna stay there for lifetime. So Putin's not going anywhere. Putin's staying there because he's there for a lifetime now. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. GJ, 30-minute chart. Buy if bullish close at 135,900, forming support. Sell if bearish close breaking 135,700. Now this chart, this is an excellent chart, and the reason why this is an excellent chart is because you're waiting for support to form down over here because then there's going to be an easy target going up to retest the high at 136,220, whatever that price is. And if you get price breaking below this area, then you have clean candle to the left hand side. So price should have easier target going down. But the challenge is, are you going to be disciplined enough to stay away from entering once we come into this zone here? Because eventually this becomes your red zone here. So yeah, we're coming down. If you come down, create support, we should continue moving bullish. Oh, we got Jeevan over here. Oh, it looks like he's muted. All right. Full stop loss hit. ICE. Stop loss where? There was no trade. Oh, you took it based on a 15-minute time frame. Yeah, I mean, we've seen these trades sometimes, like you got this resistance there, 15-minute, and I mean, you needed like a bigger range. Like if you look at right over here on the 5-minute here, see this is same situation happened here. Created resistance, next candle closed below resistance. So you needed this candle to break the highs to the left hand side. Same situation happening right over here. Right? If you look on the 15-minute, candle created resistance, this candle closed below resistance, you needed price to break this high and then continue going up. Same thing right here. I'm waiting for this high to get broken so we can continue moving up. Because essentially this is a resistance now, like a minor resistance below like a major resistance. So basically waiting for that. So even if you entered at the break of this high, your range was 5 pips. What were you trying to get? 20 pips? 15 pips? No, your range was 5 pips. So I guess you can use this moment and move forward to say that, okay, probably I'm not gonna take this sort of a trade here again. Yeah, there was a wick fill there, but there's resistance there. Are we ignoring this minor resistance? Are you ignoring this minor resistance? I mean, price doesn't have to do a wick fill. It needs to break above. There's a resistance right over here too on the 30-minute time frame. There's a resistance right over here too. I think what people need to do is they need to stop fucking trading what they think. You need to start trading what you see. I mean, I can think price is going to go down and I can take a sell and think price is going to go down. Will price go down if it's respecting this area? No, absolutely not. It has to break this area to go down. Just like we need to break this high to go up. If I see prices breaking this high, I tell myself, hey, listen, Raja retard, there's a high probability for price to continue going up if it breaks this high over here, right? But if it's below this resistance, I can think all I want, it's going to break resistance. But it's not going to break resistance because it's below this resistance. I've made these mistakes in the past, right? So that's why I know now. He repeats himself every. Yeah, but like here's the thing, right? The beautiful thing about repetition is okay, so look at this shit, right? Discipline on, emotions off. So you got to stay disciplined. I think repetition is beautiful because you once you hear it once, you're like, nah, you know what, whatever. Once you see it twice, 3 times, 4 times, when someone keeps repeating the same thing over and over and over again, man, you get annoyed by hearing that. And once you get annoyed by hearing that, you're just like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna follow. Like I'm just gonna follow what he's saying.
Yeah, man. Ask my wife.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to beat the same thing into you, every morning. As Tony Robbins says, repetition is the mother of all skills. Oh man, Tony Robbins has made a fortune telling people you can do whatever you want in life. That's all the guy says. You can do whatever you want. You can get whatever greatness you want in life, but you just have to be committed. Once you're committed, you can get all the greatness. Say it after me. I am great. I am great. Man, guys made a fortune like that. So a question about you seeing and thinking. The line is blurred between the two because you think something is going to happen because of what you see. How to differentiate the two? Well, it's pretty easy, right? I mean, let's take this example for a second. You have a resistance up over here and you have a support formed over here. And if price breaks the high of this candle, what I think is price is going to break this resistance and then continue going up, right? But what I see is that there's resistance. And when there's resistance, it means there's resistance, right? I mean, there's resistance if there's resistance. Resistance means some things that resist things to go forward. So when there's resistance, and once price starts breaking above this resistance, then what you see is that we're breaking above this resistance and it should continue moving bullish. And then there's no longer the point what you think, because now what you see is what you think price is going to go up, because your seeing is also aligned with what you're thinking, right? But once you're executing a trade over here, you're only thinking price is going to go up and break this. So you're thinking 2 steps ahead. No, I think at that point, John, I think you're overthinking. You're overthinking the whole concept of thinking and seeing. you know, it's very simple concept. There's resistance, you wait for it to break. If it breaks, there's a high probability for price to go up. Is 136 120 not a rejection zone based on the left 136 120? Yeah, but this is the current price action right over here. Price came up, candle formed a high, we're coming down to possible support. If we form a support, there's a high probability for price to go up. If we break the support, then there's a high probability for us to correct this move up. That's basically it. This zone was present here when price was moving up in this direction. Now we formed a new price action over here. Your words just now just made me close my GJ manually because I started to realize that I was losing focus in trade based on what I think might happen, not what. Yeah, but sometimes, like what I say is it makes people close their profitable trades too. But like my whole point is to just wait. The whole point is to just wait for a zone to break so that you put yourself in a better position to win. That's the whole goal. For you to put yourself in a better position to win. So if price breaks above 136 200, then you're going to be putting yourself in a good position to win. But if it stays below that, you take a trade, then it's just going to be, Raja, you're a cool guy. Keep with the live streams. Thank you. What leads you to choose impulse entry versus closing above or below the zone? Momentum and volume. Like when you're looking at currency pairs like GBJPY, you're looking at gold, you're looking at euro. Oh, it looks like your AUD is rejecting here. So whoever is in sells, the sells are becoming invalid because this 15-minute candle is coming bullish, right? So basically, when you're looking at high volatile pairs and you're missing trades, then you start to have discussions like, okay, if I'm missing trades on this high volatile pair, how could I have entered the trade, or how could I have executed the trade? So then you start talking about, okay, impulse entries, or maybe buy stops or sell stops, those things. Raja bhai, NZD USD sell kiya maine. कोई चांस है सेल होने का? भाईजान अगर आपने आंखें बंद करके सेल कर दी है तो हो सकता है आपकी बुंड लग जाए, तो बेहतर यही होगा कि आप चार्ट भेजें, send a chart and then we can take a look at the chart and then we can see what's going on.
Good morning, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Long time, long time. Holy, this guy looks like this guy looks like a Bigfoot right now. Yeah, for people who don't know who this guy is, this is our Jesus, Forex Jesus.
I'm the street Jesus to save you all, my friends.
Yeah, street Jesus. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GJ. If price forms support, I'm entering buyers on a bull candle with stop loss. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for here too. You know, either we form support or we break this high. I think in both situations we should continue moving bullish. Hey, Rise and Shine, I was watching your live stream for a month now and it's making me better how to trade. You are my online mentor. Oh, nice. Looks like you owe me a few chicken legs. What's this? Euro USD entry once 30-minute candle closed bullish. Stopped out on the wick. Support created. Thinking about second chance above resistance. Yeah, that could work. Second chance above resistance. I mean, let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame here and let's see what's going on there on Euro USD on the 15-minute time frame. So this is Euro AUD. Euro AUD is also coming up over here. Let's take a look here. Euro USD 30-minute breaking above. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours also coming up to a resistance up over here, but we need to see if there are any resistances on the 1-hour time frame. Ooh, looks like we're breaking above this area and we're moving up towards maybe 1.826, which is 10 pips away. Probably, yeah, we could probably come up over here then. Ooh, yeah, I think the second entry was when the 30-minute broke the high over here. Probably giving a second chance. Let's see how the stop would have been. The stop would have been like 10 pips. Yeah, I think that could have been a second entry there. Gold is also back. Man, gold gets really, really difficult. Gold gets really difficult when it kind of does these retracements, but since it's breaking above the, see, now this is what I'm talking about. This candle is breaking above the high of these previous candles, so now there's a high probability for it to continue moving bullish. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is, so we have drawn candles for price to create support and then continue on. Looks good. Anticipating support made around here for a possible bullish move. Yes, we could get that. Hey, since your bias is bullish, but since pound kept the rates the same, don't you think move up is just an impulse move? Yes, that's what we were talking about too. That they kept the rates the same. So if we break below these areas, then we can start talking about, okay, maybe we can correct this move up. So far I have not taken any trades. I've only taken one trade overnight, which was a gold buy I took, which ran for about $10. Got it at like 1907 based on a 30-minute time frame. Got it right over here. 19, once this candle formed, 1907.38, somewhere over, yeah, it was somewhere over here, 1907. Stop was below the 30-minute candle, expected price to continue up, and the whole reasoning was the fear behind Biden winning the elections, because last time when Trump won, gold came down. So this time when Biden was winning, so I was like, gold should move up. and risked about, what was the risk about? Risked 20 pips for 100 pips. Well, woke up to 100 pips. My idea was go to 1920, which was called out by what's her name? Redhead? I mean, that's the nickname there. Redhead. I'm sorry, I don't know your real name. But that was the whole idea, going up towards 1920, but close below 1920, close at like 1917. What is the best lot size for $100,000 account for scalping 10 pips? So that's basically a question that you need to ask yourself. How much money do I want to put at risk? That's the conversation you need to have with yourself, right? All right, took a loss here. Can you please check and tell? Check and tell that you took a loss, or just confirm that you took a loss? Let's take a look over here, boys. Oh, okay. This is GJ 30-minute chart. Previous candle broke resistance on 30-minute time frame right over here. You had resistance here. You had this candle form, took an entry on close of next 30-minute candle, expecting a wick fill. Manage risk. Okay. Yeah, I think you need to look at the 15-minute time frame here and see what's going on. So, yeah, let's take a look at the 15-minute. So it was right over here, right around 1 a.m. So let's take a look at the 15-minute. Yeah, I would have probably had the same loss. Would have expected price to go up. But I guess then you start to look to see, okay, how could you have given your trade a second chance? Like if we rejected from here, I think this is where you could have given your trade a second chance with the buy stop, with news or whatever. Because if we broke this high, then price moved up. And also then we were talking about looking at 5-minute in this situation as well. So you need to look at that as well. And also right before the news too. Raja, you said you cried when you lost 16,000. What gave you the edge to continue trading? Oh, so when I lost 16,000, I looked at my bank account. I had around 40,000 more in the bank account. So that made me kind of give me more. That gave me confidence that no, Raja, you still got money. Yeah. So I was like, all right, time to refresh. Refresh is like when you go to the bank. Like, when you lose in a video game, you're like, all right, restart. You hit the restart. That's what happened.
Coach, it's like when your girlfriend breaks up with you, you got more in reserve. We got it. We okay.
Yeah. You got it. You got it. You got it. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I got the reserve bank full. Yeah, it's like when someone takes 6 trades in a row and they lose 6 trades, they're like, oh yeah, don't worry, I got 10 more in the reserve. Don't worry, I can take 10 more trades. Let's take a look here. This is GJ 30-minute chart. Entry was right over here. Break the zone. Oh, entry was here. Cut losses by 40%. Okay. Yeah, so if you start talking about that, I think let's take a look here. So entry was after this candle closed, so it was at around 6:30. Let's take a look at where the 6:30 15-minute candle started right over here. I think you should have closed when we broke the low right over here on the 15-minute time frame. But I guess if you got stopped out, then possibly we can give that trade a second chance if we start breaking above 136.200 here. Yeah, I think that's something that we can start to look at. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is Euro GBP. 10 pips secured, 80 pips runner over here. Entry as we broke the high right here. Price came down, had to close 50% when price came to test support. I reckon should have closed until support. Yeah, this price action is pretty choppy. Yeah, this was actually pretty choppy. This is GU, same idea like GJ, closing above, waiting for price to continue up or waiting for this to break to continue down. Would you suggest giving that trade a second chance despite the fact it would mean the high and the low previous is broken? Yeah, I mean, if we get broken, then we can continue up, right? Hey, if the move happened because of the news, does it will always correct? I just like today's move on GJ. Yeah, so basically you have to see why that move is happening, right? So this push up, this bullish push that happened on GPGPY was that they kept the rates the same. So whenever news comes out as expected, that's considered good news, right? But since there was nothing changed fundamentally, yeah, it could continue down, but now we need to wait to see if we break the support to continue down or not. Which is the best time frame to put resistance on? I think all the time frames are best time frames. You start from the daily and then you adjust down to the 4 hour and the 1 hour and 30 minute and so on and so forth. I have MetaTrader 4, so no chart, but would you buy AJ at close of this candle? You know what, Ralph Hilliard? I would not buy AJ at the close of this candle. I would not buy AJ at this time at all because AUD JPY markets are closed at this time. We're running in New York session, which is overlapped by the London session. So it would make sense to trade pairs that are open in this session, right? So if you're looking at a pair that the currencies are closed at this session, I don't think that's a good currency pair to trade. All right, looks like we're having some, oh wow, this actually did continue moving up here. It should continue up here now. We're having some conversations about GU moving bullish. Let's take a look over here. So GU is basically, oh wow, we got this clean candles here to the left hand side. Yeah, we got this 15-minute candle closing soon. If this 15-minute candle closes, I think we can have a very easy move going up. Let's measure this range over here. So yeah, I guess the stop is going to be around 20 pips here, I would say. But here's the thing, right? Now you would want the next 15-minute candle to respect this area and to continue bullish. If the next 15-minute candle closes back in the range, then you have to cut your sells short. Oh, cut your buys short. You know, so you want this thing to continue closing bullish to continue moving up. GPGPY is stalling. The pair I trade is stalling. That's okay. I'm gonna stay patient. Your JPY as well. Some people are getting excited over. Your JPY as well. It's kind of like breaking above those highs. The 30-minute candle is about to close. This is the thing. Whenever you take a trade, you're taking a trade over a strong confirmation time frame, right? Let's say the 30-minute time frame based on that. You know, I hope some people are still in the trade and not waiting for it to close. But you're managing the trade based on the smaller time frames, right? If you get now, you're obviously expecting this to go up, but if the 15-minute candle starts coming back down and closes within this range, then you have to start talking about, okay, how can we close partial positions to keep our losses small? Let's take a look at this gold analysis here. I entered when this previous candle closed bullish, but this candle gave me a drawdown and later on I'm able to close 3 pip profit and now next candle goes all the way bullish. I don't know what to say. It's a risk, manage or bad management. I don't think this candle closed bullish. I'm a little confused. This candle closed bearish. So I don't know what's going on here. But it could have been just probability too, right? I mean, price has been moving up for so long. Could have been just probability of price not really continuing forward. That's what it is, because now it's just kind of like arranging at this point. Because you got the support formed at 1916, you got resistance formed at 1919. So, you know, like you'll need some sort of a break. And also, if you look at the time, it's 7:30, and in an hour we're going to have unemployment news for the US dollar. So maybe that's going to move gold. You know, maybe markets waiting for the unemployment news to come in. Hey Raja, I only use moving average and it works good to me. Should I continue doing it? Yes, you should continue doing it. I think if you're also using only moving average at the same time, we need to see is that are you really looking at price action first and then looking at a confluence what's provided by the moving average, or are you doing it the other way around? You know what most people do is they look at moving average, they'll know where price is going to go, and then they look at price action. You know, the best way to do it is to look at price action first and then see if moving average makes sense with that.
Rakeel, I like the shirt.
Oh, thank you, thank you,
It's pretty good.
thank you, man. This shirt is from these guys. These guys sent me a bunch of stuff. These guys basically sent me a whole wardrobe. Let me see here. Forex, lifestyle,
I might have to get that.
brand. Yeah. See, one problem I have with shirts is the sizes. You know, this length is perfect. Like if I bend over, you won't be able to see, you know, things you shouldn't see. Yeah.
Piggy bank.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see the piggy bank.
The part where the sun don't shine. Yeah, so you know, length is nice. I mean, it's a good fit as well. I can wear this to the gym. Man, amazing shirts. GU just broke the high. Would it be wise to buy? Well, we were having those discussions about buying GU, right? And now it's moving up. I think it should continue on because GU has literally no confusion in moving up. It could move down easily. I think it should move up easily as well. What I'm looking at GJ. I'm looking to get in some GJ buys if we come up of 136,200. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is, ooh, your USD entered after the candle closed bullish. No wick at the bottom. Oh, right over here. Stop loss after it broke low of the previous candle. Oh. What could I have done? I'm trading on live account since August, so I didn't really want to do impulse entry. Yeah, so I think at this point, you need to look to see how could you have given your trade a second chance. That's what you need to look at. And when you're looking at that, then you're also looking at, okay, then maybe Euro USD. We go over here. Oh, wow, look at that. We're approaching target over there, which we had. So I think you could have given your trade a second chance once this candle was breaking above over here. You know, so these things are going to happen over and over again. Sometimes you're going to enter a trade, everything's going to look perfectly amazing, and you're going to enter a trade, it's going to be a loss. And then you'll have to look to see how could you have given your trade a second chance. And look, we're coming up to this target here, straight up. Straight bullish target here, looking on the 1 hour here as well. Gold is also trying to break up. GJ is also trying to come up over here. So whenever you lose a trade and price goes in your direction, please make it a habit of look at the chart again and ask yourself, how could you have given your trade a second chance? And that's how you're going to get better. You know, look at this, man. Oof, straight up bullish. Damn, Daniel went bullish, 20 pips here. Gold is coming up here as well. Let's take a look at the higher time frame. Right, coming up to 24, 25. Man, 30 pips away. 15-minute close bullish. Straight up now. Now, the only thing missing is GJ. Once GJ crosses these highs at 136,200, boom, it's coming up here as well. UK governor making a speech right now. As long as UK governor makes his speech and hope he mentions Brexit, man, we're going all the way. 136,500. If a trade opportunity forms at 9:30, will you enter? It depends. You know, it depends. Would you have considered using partial stop loss instead of partial TP with magic keys so that the whole lots keep running and you only close 80%? I don't know. It's really hard for me to make a decision on what I would have done when that decision was already over. Wow, man, gold is reaching that target.
I'm closing gold right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I got buy stops at 210. What do you think? I think they are too early. I think your buy stops should be at 136, 225, 224, so that they get activated once we clear this area. Rather than, because if price comes up over here, the spread can activate your buy stops and price can come back down. See, that's something you're going to learn over time as you get your buy stops activated at wrong places. And then you're going to understand that, okay, maybe having buy stops a little bit above would be much better. Oh wow, we tapped into 1925. Crazy. Man, now I'm thinking I should have just held this horse all the way to 1924.
Yeah, I wonder why you didn't give you a chance to any runner or
'Cause-
half.
Cause it was up 100 pips, man. It was up 100 pips, and I was like, all right, perfect.
But we know when gold rallies, man, it's a blessing,
Yeah. Next time.
Next time, brother. Trust.
Next time I'll get it.
Next time, Hornito.
There you are, Pocahontas.
GJ has broke the high of the previous candle. Yeah, but it's still under resistance. What we think is that it has broken the high of the previous candle, and what we think that should make it go up, but what we see is that there's resistance here. So gotta be patient. I only trade GJ and gold, sometimes gold. For GJ, I know I gotta wait. I have to wait over here. There's a long wait over here.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, your USD went to target. Let's see what. Oof. Gold came up to target here as well. Wow, what is it today? Target City?
Target City, man.
It's Target City today.
15-minute broke above, retest, and boom.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Look at this. Beautiful.
25.
Good morning, Kervin.
Morning, my friend. Gold is really easy to trade sometimes with fundamentals because you get some sort of candles like this one right here. Retest, close above support. Next one is bullish. You have the confidence that trade is gonna pay out. So this candle, another liquidity grab. Boom. Beautiful trade. Easy. Stress-free trading. I learned to see these things because of Raja, man.
Let's see, is GU. Ooh, GU is kind of like retracing. So we'll have to wait for pound here to move. But man, gold is running strong. 1925. Crazy, man. These gold ideas were discussed yesterday, the whole day yesterday. I even talked about in every Asian session breakdown I sent for gold to move bullish, and then it just came down to the fact that how willing you were looking at price action and seeing it move. Because I've seen gold make big moves and miss out on those moves. I don't know how many times. you know, and this is the first year I've been catching big gold moves by, like, you know, watching them and missing them and getting frustrated why I'm missing them, and people taking them and always wondering why aren't they telling me that they've taken those trades, because it's risky, you know, it's risky. And when you watch them for yourself and when you break the trade down every single day, how you could have entered that trade, and when that opportunity arises, man, you're ready to execute, you know, and that's the thing that takes time. And people don't understand that it takes a long time, right? I mean, I'm doing impulse entries and I do them very, very well. And when new traders come in, they do the same thing. They don't understand that I've spent a full year experimenting with impulse entries by missing the trades, by not entering the trades, you know, and that led me to a point that, okay, maybe now I'm able to correctly execute on impulse entries. Because when you're looking at something like gold or like, you know, your USD that move really fast and that really do retests, then you're forced to look into, you know, those riskier maneuvers like impulse entries, because you're missing trades, you know, and you're missing trades. That's not a good place to be in, but that's also good in a way that when you're missing trades, then you can look back and say that, okay, how could I have taken that trade? You know, how could I have been in that trade? What could I have looked at? You know, how could I have been better at that? I'm going through the same thing right now, missing moves so much, but for the first time, and thanks to Raja, I no longer get FOMO and get into retard mode. Yeah, that's absolutely true, because now I've accepted the fact that whenever I miss a big move, 110% that move is going to happen again. That's 110% is going to happen again. You know, before I used to think, oh man, I'm missing a big move. Shit, man, I've missed my chance to make money. But you know, those things now happen again, over and over again, like elections. You know, 4 years later, the same thing happening again. I would recommend you to lose lower lots on gold compared to GJ because you need bigger lot sizes. Yes. I have been overtrading and it has been beating me up this week. Even though I've said don't overtrade this week, people still overtrade. That's, I don't know if they understand English or some other language. I'm so appreciative of what you teach, show, and explain here. Very appreciative. Oh, thank you, thank you. But man, listen, don't overtrade this week. This week is almost over anyway. We're like at, oh, we're Thursday right now. I thought we were at Wednesday. Damn. Nice. This week is done.
Yeah, I was like that yesterday. I was thinking that today is gonna be Wednesday, Wednesday. It is Thursday already.
It's Thursday already.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll know the presidential results next week.
Yeah.
What if there's a big upset?
I mean, the only thing
I'm moving to Canada in Raja's house.
Trust me.
Got your bed right over here. Got your bed right here.
It's a comfy couch.
Got your bed right there, and then we got I also got this for you. Oh wow, Gigi's breaking down. I also got this for you.
Oh, nice. No wonder you look so HD and colorful.
Yes.
My man coach is 4K, dude.
4K. All right.
See,
See,
this candle broke the high and the low
yeah.
for the previous.
See, this is why we wait for this resistance to break and not take impulse entries.
Yeah.
I've been in these entries before, and now I just I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna wait.
All right, Jay, don't think since there was ADP news that will be corrected? The big push.
What has ADP news got to do with GJ?
Sorry, the push that we have in London wasn't the news.
Oh, interest rates. Yeah.
Sorry, I said ADP. Sorry, interest rates.
Yeah. So once we're breaking down here 135,900, I think it should correct this move.
Yeah.
So I'm not in any trades right now. I mean, if it closes above here and it's nice enough to give me an entry, then we can. Yeah, then I guess we can continue down towards 135, 640, 135, 670. Yeah, Sacha, you confused me there with ADP. I'm like, wait, GP had ADP news?
And this week I woke up at 6 instead of 5. I think I'm sleeping 1 hour too much now. I'm so
Yeah.
sleepy.
Gold is not joking, man.
No,
Joking.
gold is not joking at all.
Wow.
Man, I would have been up 10,000 by now if I had allowed trade.
You see, a small runner is gonna make a big difference when you let a runner run.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, this candle closed just over there. Maybe it's rejecting this area here. Yeah, because this is the most recent price action here to the left-hand side. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this 1 hour candle to close. Or maybe a sell once we break below this low here, anticipating NY session to continue dropping down. I don't know, would be very risky before the candle close. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the candle to close. I'm not gonna do any. I'm having a blue day. I'm up for this day here. So yeah, I'm not gonna make any bad decisions. I'm gonna wait for this hour to close. Ooh, GU is back up here. Let's take a look at this Chinese indicator. Let's see what the Chinese indicator is saying. All right, Chinese indicator saying pound is strong and yen is strong, and this should consolidate. And pound is strong, dollar is weak. No wonder gold is moving up and GU is moving up. So we're probably gonna have to wait at this point now. We got like 15 minutes left here. I think it's time for me to go make my coffee and come back and wait for the NY Open and see what we can do. Yeah, I'll be right back. Oh, before we go, there's this one question I'm going to repeat here again. How is GU going up, but GJ is dropping so hard? So if we look at currency pairs, we look at GBP/JPY. GBP/JPY is moving based on only the pound. I'll repeat, pound JPY is being moved by only the pound, right? GU is being moved by the pound and the dollar. So the weakness in the dollar is moving pound USD bullish. That's why pound USD is moving up and GJ is not moving up at this point. But when you look at gold, the weakness in dollar is also moving gold bullish.
But in the London session, it moves the same.
Yeah, because the dollar is closed at that time. Yeah, because in the London session, pound USD and pound yen, they move the same way because they're only being moved by the pound. In the New York and London overlap, pound USD is moved by both the pound and the dollar. Pound yen is only being moved by the pound because the yen is closed. So that's why it's really important when you're choosing a currency pair, choose a pair that's only being influenced by one currency. I think a pair that's influenced by one currency is much more easier to trade than something which is influenced by both currencies. Because when something is influenced by both currencies like GU, or if you look at even Euro USD, then you need the other currency to be extremely weak and you need the first one to be extremely strong for it to have like a nice trend. But if both are strong or both are weak, then there's going to be a higher probability that they will just consolidate. Bitcoin is at 15,000. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to write back and let's see what New York Open brings.
Guys, mute yourself, please.
I think that's Rogers.
You're just still on your laptop.
That's on my laptop, so.
Alexa, there's a lot of fog in South Beach, right?
Oh wow, 1927.
Yeah,
Holy.
man.
Where are we targeting?
Holy!
We're targeting 1931.
You name it, we get there.
Man said holy and started coughing his lungs out. All right. Yeah, it looks like GJ should continue down towards, 135, 650 here. Could be a good move that we were talking about earlier. Candle breaking the low, continue down. The only thing is if in the 5 minutes it closes back in the range, then it will get a little difficult. But overall, it needs to stay below this area for the next hour to continue dropping.
Yen is gaining some strength. US dollar is weak. Gold going to the moon. So EJ, GJ, and all XX JPY pair should take a dip down. So we're going downtown on GJ Trust.
Coming to the Dow.
So, you know.
Any tips on remote work I can do from anywhere in the world? Yeah, you can be a freelancer. You can be a freelancer remotely. You can do OnlyFans. There are a lot of things you can do, like, you know, from like remote works. How do you guys cope with the fact that you're losing for 2 months straight? I don't even know what to do next. Well, the first thing is you really need to send someone your charts of your losing trades, and you really need to see why you're taking that loss. You know, how could you have taken a winning trade? Because when you were taking a losing trade, there was opportunity for you to take the winning trade because you took the opposite trade. So then you need to start asking yourself, how could you have taken the winning trade? And mark that down, and then continue going. Oh wow, looks like it's going to continue down here before the candle even closes.
Yeah, before this 1 hour candle close, you take a dip down.
Yeah, dip down. Because this whole move up, this was I think this was impulse moves up with the rates keeping the same and then further on pushing up. Should get this.
Yeah, we have seen it with the news on during London session. We tend to rally onto New York. Then New York corrects the entire move. Yeah, daily candle looks fishy, to be honest. But yeah, we may have some sort of nice sales toward 135, 500 with this 4 hour candle. Before this 4 hour candle close. Did you enter, Raja, or no?
Yeah, I have an entry at 135, 840.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Oh no, actually not 840, got slipped 815. Oh.
So
Yeah.
Raja, we got your stop is above the 15-minute candle.
Yep.
This one.
135.98.
Yeah, it's somewhere right here. This is what it is. Stop is above that candle.
Okay.
Man, I thought I had a better entry. This is actually a garbage entry. But hey, if it comes down more, it's gonna be good. We got around like a minute and a half left for it to close. One thing I'm not going to be shy about, if it closes below, let's say 135, 850, I think it's still going to be good. So we'll see what happens. At the same time, it should continue moving bearish. Have you seen the Wild Card movie? You know what I was thinking? I was thinking that since Biden and Trump are like fighting each other, I was thinking maybe a wild card entry Obama shows up. You know, hey guys, I'm running for president too. Ha 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 ha.
I voted for Kanye West. So.
Oh, nice.
Easy.
Yeah, I think out of those 15,000 votes he got, one of the votes was yours. All right, there we go. We got the candle closing below. We got price moving in our intended direction. We got 30-minute closing below. We got the 1 hour closing below. And yeah, I think it should continue down since we had clean move coming up previously.
With no top weight.
Oh, beautiful. Come on down.
Come on.
Come on to the downside. Downside and the bright side. Oh, come on.
Holy shit, that looked like a real candle.
Yeah.
Like,
so at this point, if price comes back to my entry, I'm gonna close everything. If it comes back to my entry. Because I expected it to come down. If it comes back to my entry, I really don't want to go in a drawdown after having a winning trade overnight. I really don't want to have a red trade after that winning trade. Yeah, I closed right over here. I got out of this trade. Alright, let's take a look at gold. Ooh, gold is trying to do another retest for a bounce. Man, crazy if gold goes to 1930. I think if Biden wins, man, gold's going to 2000. Back to 2000. The only thing is, if GJ retraces, it shouldn't break above 135.870. And the only reason I closed this trade, because I already had a winning trade in the morning, that's why I closed. You know, if someone's getting scared and you also want to close a partial position if this is your first trade. You know, close a partial position and let the whole trade breathe, and it should continue down towards 135.650. Ooh, look at this GU. GU is preparing to continue up over here too with the weakness in dollar. But what does that say for the pound? Because pound is weak. Pound is weak as well. It's got almost 10 pips left for the support area over here at the bottom. Strong yen. Oh yes, strong yen. I'm sorry, strong yen too. What would be an ideal percentage for a runner? I'm starting to take 70% and let 30% run. Yeah, that's still also good. That's also good. I close 90%. You know, when I'm leaving a runner, I'll close 90%. I'll leave 10% running. That's what I normally do. Ooh, look at that. This blessing is giving. Oh, nice. See the 815 would have been up like 10 pips over here and continue on about like 5 more pips to get 15 pips right down there. And if you break this area, then this whole move going up is going to get corrected moving down. How can I back this strategy? There is no such strategy, man. It's price action. So you go need to learn price action. I think most people get lost in trying to find strategies. And I think they should more focus on how to learn price action.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
If anybody looks these streamings for 6 months, you're gonna get it, man. Trust.
Yeah.
This is so simple. I mean, There's no such thing as indicator or anything like it, but it's plain and simple price action, and it's really easy to understand. My candle is coming, Mr. Raja.
Oh, nice. Sounds like
Bet.
looks like we gotta bring out the horns here for this move down. Hey, man,
Waiting for
whoever.
that top wick. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, you waited for the top wick?
Yeah, I was waiting for it to create a top
Okay.
wick.
Well, next time you're probably gonna enter a smaller position
Yep.
with dynamic risk. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Beautiful. Oh wow, tap right into that support. Right in that support, man. Beautiful. Hey, Gulag, if you guys caught this trade, give a like on the stream. Real quick right now. Click that thumbs up button right there on GPGPY.
Good trade, coach.
Yeah, thank you.
I wouldn't expect nothing less. Not like Jeevan.
Christ, tipo.
Unliked.
See, that's where you want to secure some positions at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
And let the rest run. Good thing we made tap by the 500.
How would you enter if you would want to get the whole move down? How would I enter? I would wear my winter coat and I would zip it up and then I would dive. That's how I would enter. I would go back, I'd run and dive. Fuck, man.
That's my candle. Beautiful drawing. Oh my lord.
People
Such a
asking.
blessing.
See, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to give some responses like that for dumbass questions. How would you enter? We talked about entries right over here. We talked about it. I mean, look, the stop was 13, 14 pips, and look at this range here. This is a 20 pip range down here. And now if you have a runner running, this can continue down furthermore. I mean the big move down, not this trade. I don't know where you see a big move down, but it is what it is. If price break below the support, is it good to get into an impulse entry for price to correct the previous move up? See, that's where things get a little difficult because we've already moved this much from that resistance. We've already moved 50 pips. So if you enter an impulse entry down here, what's the probability it's going to continue moving even more? I mean, it can, it's GJ, but it just becomes difficult at that point. You know, a very, very good entry was when we were breaking below this area to continue down because we had a clean move up. So that mirrored the same move down. That was a really, really good entry to take a trade. Looking for impulse entries over here, it's going to get really difficult. I think a really good idea here would be to wait for price to create support and break that support to continue down. That's going to be a better idea. But impulse entries, after having this 50 pip drop, it just gets extremely difficult to say whether we will continue falling or not, without consolidating at least. So if someone's missed this trade, if you didn't enter this trade because you were waiting for more confirmations or whatnot, just look at this trade again and talk to yourself that how could you have entered this trade? You know, man, I talk to myself every time. While I'm driving, I'm talking to myself. I'm thinking about the trade, I'm talking to myself. I talk to myself all the time. And try to explain myself things too. Like, the reason why I should go to 1930. Why? Because there's a whole big wick over here to the left-hand side. Oh, Taranjit's phone is online. I thought if Biden win, US 30 will go down. Can you please explain why is it going up? I have no idea how US 30 moves. All I know is that gold is moving up because there's a lot of uncertainty there. I think the best person to ask about US 30s should be Kervin or Ted or Jeevan. Like Jeevan has a lot of webinars on his YouTube as well, discussing the same things. And if you look at it this way, right? Look at it this way. What is US30? US30 is just a collection of the big major companies, you know, corporations. That's what it is. And that's basically a Wall Street. You know, if US30 is going up, that means Wall Street is favoring Biden so far. What is Jeevan's YouTube? Jeevan's YouTube is www.
It's not Jeevan, guys. It's Little Jeevan.
Little Jeevan. Little Jeevy and his goons.
Little Jeff. Little Jeff. And God, cTrader.
Oh yeah, this is it right here. He had this live stream, London session live stream.
What a great stream!
Wow.
You're like the king. He's like the baby king.
Like the king in line.
And say, hey, we're going to be doing more quantitative easing, of which quantitative easing, QE, is just a big... Can you agree? We're watching reactions, price action, structure.
These guys caught those buys over there, GPGPY buys with the interest rates. Do you stop trading after one loss or continue looking at chart for entries? Would it mess you up? See, if I take a one loss, when I take one loss, what I'm looking at is, then I'm looking to see how can I give my trade a second chance, you know, or how can I give my bias a second chance. So that's what I'm always looking at, bias a second chance. Just like right over here, right? This move down was just based on the fact that, okay, we've kept the rates the same, nothing really changed, fundamentally everything can't remain the same, but now the conversation was that, okay, if we break above 136.200, we should continue moving up. But we didn't break above this area, right? We came down, and then we start talking about, okay, if we break below this area, then obviously we should continue down, you know, logically speaking, and we did continue down over here. So looking for trades, planning trades, it requires, like, you're putting a lot of pieces of the puzzle together. Who is Paul? Paul is someone who does the Asian session live streams. Is he running your membership? No. It's me, and then we have a team in the Philippines. They do amazing work. Do you know Trade with Money? I don't know Trade with Money. Trade with Monty, I assume? Yeah, I know Trade with Monty. Trade with Money. Do you see any trade on gold to buy at these candles, like, or what should I wait to take a buy on gold, Raja? I think the buys on gold. Oh, I think there's another buy coming here once we break above 1928.70. Yeah, I think once we cross there, we should come up towards 1930 and 1931 with the way price is kind of like forming on the 5-minute chart. Haven't been on a stream in like 2 months. You look like Raja 2.0 with a beard and muscles. Yeah, this beard is going to grow now. I'll let the whole beard grow for the next 4 months, 5 months. Let's see how far I can get.
Look at that rejection on GJ. What a beautiful close.
Yeah, crazy rejection. If you were trading the London session, how would you have entered the move up after consolidation? I think I would have entered somewhere right over here. Somewhere right over here on the 5-minute chart. That's where I would have entered once we start breaking the high here after having this positive move up. Ooh, gold did come up over here, almost tapped into 1930. I think it should continue moving up over here. GU has also reached target here. Wow. Target City. Oh, happy birthday, Kervin. Thank you for being with us for another year.
Oh, thank you, man.
Man, I think we're gonna sing a song or something, no?
Yeah, we gotta
No.
we gotta sing a song at the end of the stream.
I didn't see that, sorry.
Yeah, we'll get it done at the end of the stream. We're gonna get the whole gulag in the Zoom chat.
Yeah.
We'll have everyone's webcams on, and then yeah, we're gonna do a birthday celebration for Kervin.
Awesome.
We're
You
gonna
getting
get
some
the
out for your birthday or what?
yeah, we're gonna get this horn out too.
Cucaracha.
Like a caracha.
Muchas gracias. Thank you, guys. I really
So
appreciate
Gold give you a nice birthday present today.
Yeah, already 145 pips for the day. 2 entries on GG and almost 120 pips on gold.
Ooh, nice.
Solid.
Yeah. Oh, baleada, seguro.
Solid. See now, if GJ closes above 135, let's say 900, then it's closing back in this range to continue ranging in this range over here. But if it creates like a resistance below 135 900, then there's a very high possibility that NYC open and going into London close, we can continue down towards 135 400. So those are some ideas someone can look into. Gold 2000 on the way, more like gold 3000 on the way, man. 3000 is coming. Gold 3000. Like when Biden goes to war with Iran, man, gold going all the way up. I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like, cause like Biden, Hillary, Obama, Bush, they're all the same. They're all from the same regime. There's nothing different with their policies.
No.
Biden will be resigning. It will be a Harris administration. Biden is just a sock puppet due to his dementia. Yes, that is true. I think Kamala Harris is well suited for president mentally. Yeah. She's super smart. Super smart. There was a podcast I heard about Kamala Harris, and man, she is a savage. She's like Hillary 2.0. So watch out. Watch out. What's her name? That EU girl, what's her name? Lagarde? Lagarde is a savage too, but Kamala Harris is even worse. Why you don't support Biden? I don't want to discuss that. These are very controversial topics. The Illuminati might get mad at me. I can't discuss that. I thought Daniel Savage was the king of GJ, but I was wrong. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to show you guys something. Hiya! Okay, there it is. Look at this. The GJ killer.
Wow, that's nice.
With AK-47s.
Wow.
It's funny that you were talking about Savage, but you thought about that shirt right after.
Yeah. Because I wore that shirt yesterday at night. I was like, wouldn't it be amazing if I wore that shirt in the morning and won the trade? But at the same time, I started thinking about, then this morning I thought about, but what if I lose the trade? So I decided not to wear it. I decided to wear the disciplined shirt. Oh yeah, guys, we gotta stay disciplined today.
Okay. So discipline is on and emotions is off.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
If Biden die as president, Kamala will be the first female president in the U.S. Oh. You know what? In Simpsons, a president dies in Simpsons. And there was a conspiracy. So there was a conspiracy, and that conspiracy was that the next U.S. president will die in office. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they're too aged, man. They're too aged. Like once you move into your late 70s, what's the probability you're gonna stay alive for the next 4 years? It becomes extremely risky. It's as risky as you opening a sell on GJ on the 5-minute time frame and having a stop loss of 4 pips. It's as risky as that a little retracement can take you out. So you sneeze a little too hard, you move your head a little too hard, your brain bounces off your skull, man, there you go, brain hemorrhage right there. You sneeze a little too hard, your heart shakes a little bit, there you go, problems. Ooh, looks like we're about to go down over here. I mean, once we break these lows, damn, what a retracement there. Did we get any? Oh, no confirmation. 4-hour candle's also about to close here, Kervin.
Yeah, I was expecting this 4-hour candle to close around the 500, at least to touch the 500 level. Either way, we close around there or we get a rejection from there. But I wasn't expecting this heavy pullback from this area. So I closed one of the position, the other runner got stopped out at break even. But yeah, basically looking at the 4 hour should continue going down.
Yeah.
Maybe next 30 minutes.
Just seen a quote from JP Morgan: millionaires don't use astrologers, billionaires do. I think the only reason billionaires they use astrology is because they've made so much money that they can afford to hold something for years. Millionaires are still in the process of making the billions, so they don't want to hold for a number of years because they're trying to get to that stage. I think it's the same thing as when you get consistent in trading to a point where you're basically, let's say, clearing your monthly expenses in the first week, then you can afford to be easy for the rest of the month and say that, oh, you know what, trading is all about discipline. But it's comparatively harder when you're starting out as a new trader to say that, okay, you know what, I'm going to go easy for the rest of the month. Because you're starting out as a new trader, it's a little harder, it's a little bit, it requires a little bit more effort. So like that's basically what my goals are. Every new month that starts, my goal is to make sure I make my monthly bills in the first week, first 2 weeks. Once that's done, everything else is just bonus after that. But you know what? That started from one bill at a time, one small bill at a time. You start by your electricity bill. If that's $100, you focus on making $100 and withdrawing $100. If you can withdraw $100, that goes to your bill, and then slowly, as you get better, those bills they become bigger and bigger. Now not only you're talking about your electricity bill, maybe now you talk about your car insurance, or your phone bill. Now you're withdrawing more money every month, but that's what takes time. That's what takes time. Slowly you're getting your bills done, and as we see gold, I think gold's going to continue on towards 1930, 1931 over here. Gigi is also trying to have those discussions about breaking below this area and continue bearish. Shout out from Kenya. Shout out to Kenya. Every day here, Kenya. Kenya's here every day. Thanks for the stream. I'm done for the day. Oh, beautiful. Hey, I found that sometimes you enter a trade a minute or so before it closes. Is this something you do if you're confident the trade will continue? Yes. It also comes with confidence as well. You know, like sometimes when you're looking at a pair for so long, you kind of get that intuition. You know, you get that feeling that, hey, this is about to go at this time. That comes from just watching price move at that same time every day, day in and day out. Like I've been watching GJ, Kervin's been watching the same pairs for about, you know, like 3 years, 4 years at the same time. So when you get that sort of experience, you can kind of like sense that, okay, price is about to move, price is about to jump, it's about to go, it's about to go, you know. So then you start to get better at that. Ooh, gold actually tapped 1930 here. Why do you have 135,648? Oh, as support isn't the most recent one on the 30-minute? Yeah, because this is a rejection area right down over here. This is a rejection area. That's why I have it here, because it's a sort of a rejection area here. So if we get candles closing below this area, then it makes sense for it to continue moving down. Because if I move it up based on right over here, then, like, you know, it doesn't make sense based on the 15-minute, because then there's support right down over here. So kind of like adjusting it based on, like, you know, if we can get a breakdown here or not. Because if we can get a breakdown here, then we can continue moving down. If you ain't in gold already, just wait for it to form some type of support. Yes, man, gold, if you're not in gold, you've missed the move on gold. That's basically what's happening here. So from 1907, oh wow, man, 200 pips. Oof. Does Kervin have a YouTube channel? Yes. It's called youtube.com/Speedy Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh boy.
Gonzalez Tequila.
Ándale, ándale.
Ándale, ándale, arriba.
Arriba.
If you look left, there's a tiny range, 135,790 and 135,650. Yeah, it's a tiny range, but we're just focused on this range right over here. If you see the tiny range, oh, like right over here, yeah, but we're just focused on right over here. Most recent support. It's really easy. You have most recent support, most recent resistance. If you break the support, where can we go? Down over here. Okay, just gotta wait for candles to close below, get confirmations, and then go down. If you break above here, then we're gonna go back into this range, and then if we break above here, then we can continue moving up with confidence. You know, so all those overthinking ideas about, you know, having like another line over here, and now you're just adding more lines to the chart, and makes no sense at this point. So you just gotta wait for it to kind of like come down, and then we can continue down. How do you deal with market manipulation and avoid whipsaws? Underlines, can you expand on some basics of trading gold? See, I've seen a lot of people do webinars on how to trade gold. I've seen a lot of people do, like, you know, different courses. Oh, we will teach you how to trade gold. But that's not how you trade gold, you know, because I mean, it's really easy to go back on the chart, put up a Fibonacci and say, oh yeah, I buy over here, I buy down over here. When price came down, boom, I entered the price because, you know what I'm saying, it just makes sense for. That's not the right way to learn. If you want to trade gold, you need to pick a time when you're going to be looking at the markets. That's the number one step that you need to make, right? Me, when I trade gold, I remember when Ted started trading gold, he would be trading gold at pre-New York, and I was like, okay, you know what, maybe that's the right time to trade gold because there's a lot of volatility in gold. So when you start to look at gold at those times, you start to familiarize yourself with, okay, right? If you look at pre-New York right over here, right? So price was ranging in pre-New York. And before pre-New York started, price had a bullish move at London Open. So you're like, okay, there's volume at London Open. Then obviously whenever there's volume, price is going to consolidate here a little bit. So I guess if we had this candle closing bullish here, this probably meant for price to move up. So I guess some people took buys here for price to move up, but I guess this liquidity wick took you out. They're like, okay, buys is buys. First, it took us out. So let's take a look at how we could have entered a second time. Because obviously if we had volume and price is consolidating, then obviously then the next time of volume is going to be maybe at NY Open, closer to NY Open and those kind of things. So then you start to look at the 30-minute time frame, you start to go into the 15-minute time frame, and then you start to see that, okay, maybe I got stopped out right over here, and maybe I want to give my trade a second chance once we walk into the time when there's going to be volume in the market. So that's when you start to see that, okay, this candle closed up. Maybe this was my entry right over here. And then you make a note of that, right? Now, essentially what you've done is you've made a note on a move which you should have caught. And then the next day you come back to the charts at the same time and you start to look at the same opportunity. Because if you can find the same opportunity on gold to take a buy, I can 100% guarantee you, if you see the same thing happen 6-7 times, you're going to be able to execute on that confidently, right? But if you keep looking at, oh, gold is having manipulations and this is moving up, it may come down, this, that, all that bullshit you read on the internet, it's not going to work. The only thing that's going to work, and I can say this with 100% confident, I can argue with you all day long until the cows they come back home, but the only thing that's going to work is for you to really look at the charts at the same time every day and kind of see that, okay, how can you get to see the same opportunities during that time? That's the only thing that has worked for me. I'm not sure about Kervin. Kervin is more knowledgeable. Oh, that's worked for you too?
Yes.
Same thing. And I think like a lot of people who are in the gulag here and who are getting some sort of profitability, I think the same things are working from them as well. Just looking at the charts at the same time every day. And then you're going to forget about these things of like, oh, is this manipulations? There's this, there's stop punts, all that garbage.
Yeah.
You forget about this. Because trust me, once gold reached a resistance at, let's say, all right, let's take a look at this 1 hour time frame. Like right over here, 1925, someone would see this as resistance and then they would take a sell. And then they'd look at this move up and say, oh yeah, that's a stop hunt. The institutions, they are hunting my stop loss and they want my $100 or they want my $50. They don't give a fuck about your $100, man. Price is moving up because price is bullish. Those are the kind of conversations you start having when you basically start fighting the trend.
And it's really important that anybody who's trading in the Forex market think this. The market maker, you may think it exists, but the concept that the market maker is looking for your stop loss, that doesn't exist. Basically, if you get rid of that mentality, you're gonna end up leaving your stop loss where it is from the first time you place it. Because if you start thinking, oh, this is the market maker, he wants to take my stop loss, then what's the logic behind it? You're gonna remove the stop loss, or you're gonna place it more pips in a stop loss, and you're gonna start adding more position because your mentality is that the trade is gonna reverse at some point, because it's the market maker, right? They're looking for your stop loss, so your mentality is telling you, no man, I'm gonna remove my stop loss and I'm gonna get another entry on top of that candle. So basically you start adding more position, and at the end of the day you just figure it out that you did a dumb mistake, adding losing position to a losing trade. Just click, come back the next session or come back next day with a fresh mind, and that's it, man. Don't start thinking that the market maker wants to hit your stop loss. Don't move your stop loss. Your stop loss is what's gonna keep you in the game for the long run.
Yeah.
And if you go back to gold, Raja, can you go back to gold? Because this is really important. This is gonna happen a lot of times. Can you scroll down a little bit? Because, yes, right there. Because at this point, you don't have anything here. Okay, that's basically where you're looking currently in the market. So this area right here is really important because this is gonna happen a lot of times. This is gonna happen a lot of time. Hold on. This area right here is gonna happen a lot of times. This is your consolidation area. This is like a breather for the heavy bullish run, for the heavy momentum in the market. How are you gonna identify that? Based on the higher time frames. Look at the 4-hour candles from London. Look at the 1-hour candles from London. So basically, this area right here is just a breather. It's taking some rest to continue the run. As soon you start seeing candles breaking above that consolidation area, that's your take on the trade. That's the first sign. It's gonna be this candle right here. The value of this candle, respect support, close above support. So this candle is the magic candle. I call it the magic candle. This is gonna make the trade appear perfectly based on the higher time frames. So when you start seeing a candle like this, don't get scared. Take the trade. Your stop loss, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit wide because it's gonna be below that candle. But if you take that trade, it's gonna pay. And if you look at the higher time frames, you're gonna see where the 4-hour candles are rejecting those levels. So that's basically how you manage your trades on any pair, because this setup is gonna appear in any trade, in any pair. So I have seen the same setup on gold, the same setup on GJ, EJ, you name it, it's gonna be there. You just need a 4-hour candle coming from London session, and the bullish run is gonna continue, or the bearish run is gonna continue. Just take time, go on your charts and look for those things. It's really important. You don't wanna be trying to be a hero, trying to trade in this area right here. This is not your area. You don't have to be a hero, because most of the times if you take an early entry, you're gonna get stopped out. If you take an early entry with this candle coming for sales to reject that level, you're gonna get stopped out as well. So man, it's really important. You need to pay attention to what's happening in every session. And New York is really easy to trade. Just look for the same setup every day, for the same move.
Yeah, I've seen gold make these consolidation before New York open in a very, very heavy trending situations, and it continues up. Oh, let's move away from gold. Let's talk about GJ here. If we break below here, there's a very high probability we're going to continue moving down towards 135, 400. Yep.
Yeah.
How did you know not to enter when gold first broke out?
How not to enter? But take a look at the timing. What time was that?
6. Oh, maybe you weren't awake at that time.
I had my position coming from London around 3:30 a.m. So I went back to sleep, and when I woke up, I was already in profit. But I don't know what it means with the first two candles. And GG.
Yeah, GG is going down.
GJ should continue down now.
But Kerwin, did you say you woke up at like 3 a.m. to take your position and went back to bed?
Yeah, basically, I had a bad night last night, and I was looking to go on Jivan stream, but man, I felt so tired. So I look at gold around a London session from 255 somewhere there until 3:30. So my entry was at 3:30.
So I guess you're using the same strategy at Raja. You do power naps during the day, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I do.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls, we are coming down.
Yeah, that one was beautiful.
Yeah, it should continue down here. Congratulations, whoever is in these cells over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should continue bearish. Come on, down, GJ. Come on, another one. Are you in lockdown? Wicks don't lie. No, I'm not in lockdown. What is going on with gold? Gold is moving bullish. That's what's happening with gold. Oh wow, what's this? You see this news come in? Eric Trump busted for fake video of someone burning 80 Trump ballots.
Oh wow, that's dangerous.
That's dangerous. That's lying, man. How do you turn off the sound? Oh. Come on, GJ, keep going. Alright, let's take a look here.
Last-minute endorsement from the wildfires. Unbelievable.
Make sure you got to vote.
Where's that video? That video doesn't exist. Is it over here on Twitter? Ooh, look at this, GJ. Come on. Beautiful. Why would he do that? I don't know. Trying to make sense of why they're losing. I mean, that's what happened most times, right? I mean, when Hillary lost, the same thing happened. You know, they're like, oh yeah, there was like rigging and this and that, and Trump's losing. Obviously, they're going to do that too. So it's very normal. It's very normal human reactions at that point. Where's the cheetah? The cheetah is not here. Last time we had cheetah on for 2 days and we lost the trades for 2 days. We didn't have the cheetah. We won the sell over here. We're winning another sell over here. Man, amazing.
Yeah, that cheetah indicator is not working, man.
Yeah.
You guys back to the zoo, man.
Yeah. Looks like GU is also about to take a little tumble here. This candle's about to close in like a minute. Where's my stop loss? My stop loss is above this candle right over here. I'm aiming for price to come down to 135,400. I mean, this candle's about to close in like a minute, and then I think with the 4-hour close, 4-hour close should continue pushing price down. We got about 15 minutes left for the 4-hour candle to close. 30-minute here as well, looking good. Clean candle through left-hand side, should just continue dropping. What time frames do you make your resistances and support? 4-hour, 1-hour, 1 daily? All time frames, and then we basically adjust them moving down the time frame slowly. All right, I closed 50% right over here. Now the rest one comes down, beautiful, winning trade. But if it comes back up, I'm gonna take like a tiny loss over here. With the 4-hour where it's at right now, it would be making a new fresh low to continue where you want it to go. Does that bother you that there isn't a range? I think there is a range. I mean, look at this. You got this range right over here. Price is closing below support, so there is a range. If you look on the 4-hour time frame here, it doesn't, I mean, we can't talk about the 4-hour when the 30-minute is kind of like forming in this way and the 15-minute is closing below here to continue down. I mean, if this candle closes back above this range, then obviously, you know, there's going to be some sort of a problem there. Good morning, guys. I tried not to miss this live every day. Hope y'all have a great day. Oh, thank you, thank you. Hope y'all have a great day too. King's Free Music. Oh, wow. Gold has tapped into 1931. Killing moves here by gold. Killing moves. Hope no one had. Oh, Jesus, 1932 coming up over here. Wow. Insane. I think this is going to continue back to 2000. Biden comes in. We're going back to 2000. Because their policies are not for the stock market or for the Wall Street. So gold's going to continue moving bullish with this administration, but we'll see what happens. This the best live, well explained. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so this 15-minute, as long as it stays below the previous 15-minute candle, it should continue down. And also for this to continue down, it has to stay below 135.650 as well for it to continue bearish. I was in a sell over here. I closed 60% at break even, and I'm letting the rest run. Imagine how much the investors are making gold at the moment. Well, if you watch the live stream from 2 days ago, we talked about how this move up on gold, was it this one? No, it was somewhere over here. Yeah, it was this one right over here. Or it was the third one right here. I think it was the 3rd November right here. After NY open, yeah, right over here. Actually, that was a little confusing. I can't find it. Maybe break it down later on. So we'll see. King Sean Lee was telling everyone to short gold yesterday. That's fine, you know, like people can trade on what they think, and I mean, this is what happens, right? Like, you need to have total education and information of what's happening in the markets. You know, like, I mean, we live in North America, we know what's going on in the US, so I think we can understand the economy better than someone who does not live here or who does not follow the politics here. Because it's Like US dollar politics and gold are two different things. I see long rejection wicks on the 1 hour on GJ. What do you think? Let's take a look here. There are rejections here. Yes, this is something to be aware of, because on the 30-minute time frame, seems like we have clean candles here for price to continue down. But if the smaller time frame, if we start closing above 135, let's say 660, then the probability of it going down is going to decrease significantly. And then we can say, okay, like, you know what, these rejections to the left-hand side, maybe they have some sort of role to play here, which is why price is not closing below this area. So we're kind of like putting these analyses together, right? We're looking at it on the small time frames, and then we're moving on to the higher time frame, like the 30-minute and 1 hour, and then we're kind of like piecing them all together. You know, if we think that the 1 hour rejections here will reject price to continue up, then we would want the small time frames to close back in the range to say that, hey, like, you know what, if we're closing back in the range, then possibly we're rejecting, and maybe sells aren't going to be valid at that time. Ooh, it's 8:50 a.m. 8:50 a.m. Yeah, so I closed all my positions at this point. I'm in no trades. I was in a sell on GJ. I closed a little bit at break even, and now I closed everything on GJ because it's time coming in for me to end the stream in about 10-15 minutes. But if you're still in the trade, you want this candle to close below 136,650 for it to continue down. Wow. Gold at 1930. Why don't you tell us you took trade? Wicks don't lie, that is so wrong. No, what's wrong that you're not using your brain to come on here and to see what's happening? I mean, since the last 2 hours, 2.5 hours, we've been talking about how GPJPY should continue down. We've been having discussions on how gold should continue up. We've been having discussions on how EURJPY should continue up, and it was just ranging, but we were talking about how EURUSD should continue up as well, and it did move up. You know, so it's not my fault if someone comes on over here and doesn't really use cognitive analysis to say that, okay, price is going to go a certain way. I mean, that's all up to you. You know, if you're coming on the stream, if you're a new trader and you're expecting someone to put food in a spoon and put it in your mouth, that's not going to happen. That doesn't happen in life, and that's not going to happen here too. You know, so if you think you're discouraged by this, you can just leave and never come back because man, really, this is not the stream for you. And if you look at the time frames there, as this price is coming up, so if you're in sells, you should be closing out a percentage of your position at this point and start to call it a day. You know, if this was your first trade or second trade, just don't overtrade, you know. So as I closed positions and everything here, so I took a very, very small loss. Like on a 15 lot, I think I took like a $50 loss. But honestly, like, you know, I believe we're all intelligent people over here, and when you come to the stream, I expect everyone to use their brains, you know, and not to ask questions like, oh, why don't you tell us to take a trade? This is not a signal stream. You want signals? Go pay someone a month to get signals.
You mean it's not a signal stream? What the hell? Y'all been coming here for the last 8 months now. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, gold is still up. Why sell partials rather than trailing? Because the thing about the trailing stops is, like, let's say that someone took a sell right over here, right? And your stop loss was up over here. And the reason why you're closing partial positions is, so let's say you're closing a partial position right over here, you're keeping the same stop loss, because the whole idea behind closing partial positions is that since price is retracing and since you're not confident in the trade anymore, so instead of closing the whole thing out, you're closing a partial position, staying in the trade as well. Because Because the biggest problem that people have is that they'll be in a trade, they'll close the trade because they're scared or whatever that's happening, and then price is going to go your way. So instead of closing everything out when you're scared, close partial positions out. Because when you're going to close partial positions out, not only you're going to be in the trade, but if that trade goes in your favor, that's going to increase your confidence in your analysis. So maybe then the next time you're going to be able to close less partials out, as time goes on. So let's take a look at this chart here sent by one of our members here. Ooh, gold 15-minute chart. Bearish doji and small body. Bullish creating support. Beautiful. Entered the trade. Price moved up. 1931. Very nice small move over here. Man, we're moving up to 1932 over here. Wow.
It's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah. Man, I think that was a very good decision for me to close my trade early, close out everything, because at this point the loss would have been really big.
Yeah.
Really big. Yeah. Yeah, I think I lost like $32 on that 15 lot. Closed 70% when this candle went in profits and came back to break even, closed 70%. When this candle started moving up a little bit, coming up to this yellow line, then I closed everything. It's hard when your balance is little or if you can only use 1 cent lot. Well, then I guess you can't afford to trade. I mean, you should be able to afford to trade. That's the problem. If your balance is small, I think if you're a new trader, you should at least have $1,000 to trade. Have $1,000 to trade, have like minimum, I would say $500. If you only have like a $10 account, then getting it up to like 10,000 is gonna get pretty hard, to be honest. It's gonna take you a long time to do 1% a day. Take a long ass time. So you got to be able to afford to trade. It's like the same thing as everyone can drive a car, right? Everyone can drive a car, but it doesn't mean everyone can afford a nice car, right? You can afford to make $1,000 payments on a car, but will you be jeopardizing your lifestyle for that? Like will you be living in an apartment or a condo for that? It's the same thing as like you should be able to afford it at the same time like you're doing the other things as well, just like trading here, right? If you have a smaller account, you want to get to that big account, but then if you only have like a $100 account, $50 account, I mean, it's gonna get really, it's gonna take a long time. Let's put it that way. Like I'm not trying to say that that's not good money, but you should be able to afford to trade. So I think a good amount would be like $500 or $1,000. But at the same time, we have a lot of funding companies here as well who fund good traders. I think people should not just jump to funding companies. I think you should start with smaller accounts. And if you're consistent on those accounts, then you can go to a funding company to say that, hey, listen, I'm consistent on my $50 account or my $100 account. So maybe I'm going to go with funding company now to make more money because let's say I don't have money, or I want to trade with bigger money because I'm consistent, so that could help you. I started with $112 at the beginning of the year. The account is now a little over, 12,000. Very nice. Compounding and patient after losing. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. See, it took time. We have a story here. Someone, Groot Gang took $100 to 12,000 in what, 11 months? That's commendable, man. 11 months, you can stay consistent, you can make things work. Man, people can't stay consistent past 11 days. You talk about 11 months. You gotta stay extremely disciplined. I'm pretty sure that the person who ran $100 to 12,000 in 11 months, they were basically grinding $2 days, $1 days. And those $2 days, $1 days, they grew into like $5 days, $10 days, Is it a right statement that if NY Open candle couldn't break that support with high volume and GJ, then there's less probability for the next candle to break it? No, it depends. Like if the next candle, if it breaks this low here, then we can continue moving down. But if we close back above this range, then it's basically no trade within this range because it's a consolidation range here.
Get me back in group, bro. Please.
Ninad. Ninad. He's like, get me back in group. GB did his drill.
Oh.
Get me back in group, bro, please.
I don't know why Jeevan keep doing that.
Yeah, I told him to go ask Jeevan.
Oh man. Don't.
All right, time is coming to a close. So, man, it's Kervin's birthday. Kervin, how old are you? 61?
I feel like 20.
Oh, beautiful.
But the truth is I'm 43 now.
Oh, wow, man. I wish I look as young as you. Does this guy look 42, 43? No.
Hell no.
Hell no. Alright, let's get the gulag in here. Oh, how do I send the Zoom link to the gulag?
Oh wow. Are you gonna unleash the
Oh yeah, that's gonna
Oh,
be,
what the fuck's
that's gonna
going
be
on?
epic.
Wow.
Alright guys,
It's gonna get wild.
here's the gulag thing right here.
Gulag incoming.
Happy birthday, Kervin.
Prison break.
Prison break
Oh,
is
boy.
coming in right now. We're gonna get everyone in.
Gulag unleashed.
And now Rakeel is gonna go. You left the doors open, man.
Yeah, the doors are open now. Doors are open now. Slowly, the entire gulag is gonna come in, and hopefully everyone has their.
Yeah, you can see participant 240.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Yeah, we're waiting for everyone to come in.
250, 260. Oh,
Can we get to 300?
270. You can see participant 240.
Can you please turn your radio down?
Happy birthday.
Oh, we got this over here. We
Lo
got.
cumpla feliz.
Alright, let's get the webcams on. Ooh, okay.
Oh my god.
We got Mac.
All right, let's get
We
me
got
some.
Mac
Hey,
there
oh,
as well.
We got 300.
Let's get the webcams on. We got Mac there. Oh, the gulag is filling up over here.
Whoa.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, happy birthday to Kerwin. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Hey, muchachos. All the muchachos.
Muchachos, ready? Feliz cumpleaños.
We got Kevin Banga.
Let's go.
We got Lamar Surin.
Birthday,
Let's go.
Oh, we got analysis coming in too.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
Look at the entire public, man.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh, we got analysis coming in too.
What a beautiful
What is going
morning.
on right now?
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the bright side of the gulag here today.
Thanks, Roger. See you. Let's go. Let's go.
Kerwin, I'm gonna suck your dick for your birthday.
All right, so we're gonna call it a day over here. Holy.
Man, the Gulag's unleashed.
Gulag has been unleashed. This is why the gulag stays in the gulag, you know.
Don't be a dumbass. Happy birthday, Kerwin.
Happy birthday, everybody. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.
Let's go.
All right, we're off.
Birthday, Kerwin.
All right, see you guys tomorrow. Don't overtrade. Don't over risk. So
Yeah,
same shit every
everybody,
day.
happy birthday, Kerwin.
Kerwin.
Happy birthday, Kerwin.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Holy,
birthday.
holy, this is getting too much right now. How do you end the stream?
Starting to look like
Ah, there we go. Ended the stream there. Perfect. Perfect. We're at 1932. Gold 1932. Will we go to 1934? I'm not sure, but we're gonna wait and see. GPGPY is also rejecting this area, so we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same channel, same host.